Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Women simply rate men differently. Because, look, fellas, when a man rates a woman, say on that mythical scale of 1 to 10, right? When he rates it, it's basically how she physically looks. Her face and her body. She could be wearing a potato sack, but if that potato sack shows her breastises and her ass and shows she got a slim waist, that's all that's needed. We typically ain't thinking about what clothes she's wearing. You know, we typically ain't thinking about specifically about her hairstyle. If it looks nice, fine, but you know, it's mainly on physicality. We ain't looking at a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Women are not the same, and a lot of guys don't get that, especially a lot of guys who think it's exclusively about looks. Now, let me be clear, because some dudes heard me say that and think, oh, Rom don't think looks matter. No, I've always said that looks matter, but I said it's part of the equation. Women pay attention to everything. They pay attention to your face. They pay attention to your height. For any dumbasses who got a problem with that, I'm saying it right now. Yeah, I'm going to say dumbasses. You got a problem with it, we can meet in person. Okay? Seriously. So, yes, that pays attention. Yeah, they paying attention to that. They paying attention to height, body, all of that. You will never hear me say it don't matter. But here's the thing, I differ with a lot of people. Some people think that's all that matters. They think a woman's looking at a man. They think a woman is looking at a man the exact same way a man's looking at a woman. No, not at all. When they are checking out a man, they're looking at everything. So, yeah, they're looking at his physicality, but they're also looking at how he cut his hair. They looking at his nails, see if it look like he worked. They looking at his drip, how he dressed, his style, everything. They looking at how he walks, how he hold his shoulders, how he hold his head. They listening to the sound of his voice. They listening to the sound of his voice. They trying to smell him. They trying to smell him. Women, women looking at everything. And then earlier this week, I said class and culture. They trying to assess what subculture he in. Is he one they want to deal with? What class is he in? All of that. Women looking at all of that. And they typically do so in a few seconds. They try to do so, and they try to read a guy. And that's just them. You know? Like, if anybody doubt that, right? Because, there's plenty of videos, and I'll hit a couple videos of women checking out guys. I'll put a couple in the comment area. In the description box, rather. I'll put a couple videos and stuff, some young girls checking out some guys, because there's plenty of them online. A lot of young people be doing these, like, the man is like, a man might be checking out, like, several women, rating them on looks and personality, and women doing the same thing. And one thing to peep when a woman looking at a guy, when they up there breaking it down, like they'll use the number system, which I'm going to get into in a second about that number system. When they use that number system, they'll say the guy is an 8, right? And, the host or something, they say, well, why he 8? And they'll be talking about, they might say his physicality, like, oh, yeah, he tall, or, he cute or something like that. But they'll also say, well, his shoes, his haircut, I don't know, or he coming off as corny or something like that. They looking at the whole picture. That's the key to understand with women. And then even when, I mentioned, like, I wanted to say something about that number system, women they don't really use it among themselves. They'll use the number system if a man asks them to. They'll use that if a man asks them to use it, or just to relate to, just to communicate. But in woman needs, they use adjectives. They'll be like, he's fine, he all right, he cute, he's sexy, he corny. They use words and stuff to describe the guy, because that's more into how they thinking, because they looking at the whole picture. And when they say that, they looking at the whole thing. They look at the whole picture. So, like for example, they might look at a guy, you know what, he might not have like that perfectly square jaw, right? He probably don't. Man, most men don't any damn way, right? He might not have it, but they might look at him and he might be a good height. He might be a little bit taller. They like check. He might have a nice haircut. Check. His clothes are fitting. They looking nice. They stylish and everything. Check. Shoes. Check. He got a nice, expensive looking watch on. Check. Got some nice drip. Got nice jewelry. Might even have like a nice earring or something. Check. They can see some tats. They kind of nice on them, look nice on them and everything. Check. They pull all that together and then put a word on it. So they might say, okay, yeah, that guy fine. Okay, yeah, that guy husband cute. Yeah, oh, nah, he ugly. He ugly. Now understand, when a woman actually call a guy ugly, he's jacked up. When they actually use that term, they ain't just talking about his face. When he's ugly, they talking about his whole being. They talking about, they looking at his face, his body, his clothing, his body language, everything. Let me be clear on it. But that's what they do. And seriously, that's all it is. They rate a man differently. And, it is what it is. That's why if you look at what I tell men to do, I'm always saying you got to be on point for everything. You got to be on point. Every single piece need to be on point. Because the way women are, when they looking at your holistic piece, they will reject you. You know what? I remember this was in The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. And the main character, Winter, she was looking at this guy, right? And she was talking about how she'd check him out, right? She'll say, okay, yeah, he cute face, but you know what? He don't have a watch on, so he must not be making any money or something like that, right? And it's like, that's how they be thinking. They be looking at everything and they'll find something. It'll be some little shit you ain't even thinking about, right? When they'll reject a guy, he could just, like I say, he could have a scratch on his shoes or something, and they're like, oh, no. He could have a tooth missing, one tooth. No. He might not have got that line up on his cut that day. That lineup might be like looking a little raggedy. They'd be like, no. Seriously, that's how they roll. It could be just some little tiny thing, and you ain't even thinking about it. Now, is it fair? Because I've told women that they need to open up a bit more, right? Get that guy maybe a chance, but I'm just talking the reality how they looking. They looking at everything, and it's like that's why I would tell guys, if you look. Don't get caught up in one thing about you. Just work on everything you got. And I've said that publicly before. I said work on every piece of it. You can get your hair cut right. You can wash your face. You can brush your teeth. Keep that, or you get some dental work done. Hit the gym. Shoot. Learn how to dress. Shoot. Get a shoe shine kit. All of that stuff. And then even with all that physicality and stuff, they still gonna make a decision based on what you say. And I've said this several times because I've heard women say this even on TV. Even on TV, fiction, nonfiction, real life. They have said a guy can look good until he open his mouth. So that's even a part of it. They'll find out. And some women have done that with some celebrities publicly. The celebrities might look good, but then the women say, nah, he beat his woman. Or he did this, he said this. All of a sudden, the guy don't look good to him. Like I said, it's holistic how a woman is going to look at a guy. So, and like I said, I put a couple videos where women are rating guys in the description box just so y'all can understand that, all right? So anyway, right? Keep that in mind. Just get your whole, as best as possible, get your whole package together. And just understand, a woman is not looking at you the same way a man is looking at a woman. It's just the reality, okay? Just the reality. Just deal with it. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.